Pananaw o kuro-kuro ng mga bisita at panauhin o mga anchors o host sa programang ito ay sarili at tanging opinyon at pananaw ng mga nabanggit at hindi opinyon o pananaw ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, mga producers o mga namamahala ng Aliw Broadcasting o anumang organisasyon na affiliated sa network at kailanman ay hindi iniendorso ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang mga nabanggit na opinyon at pananaw sa programa.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Moving forward kami sa Sulong na Bayan. Ang inyong paboritong public service program ay susulong na naman. Maririnig kami sa bagong time slot na alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Sa prime time slot na ito, higit na maraming listeners at viewers ang aabuti ng aming iba't ibang segments tulad ng Gospel Verse a Day, balita sa special sectors tulad ng OFW, senior citizens, Chinoy community at iba pang makabuluhang sektor. Makakasama ang veteran journalist na si Loli Acosta. Mabuhay! Sulong na Bayan!
Alright, mapagpalang hapon po sa ating mga tagapakinig. Welcome po sa ating programang Sulong na Bayan. At tayo po ay napapanood at napapakinggan sa iba't ibang panig ng mundo. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening as the case may be. Lalong-lalo na po sa Estados Unidos, sa East Coast, sa West Coast. Ganyan na rin po sa Gitnang Silangan. Napakalakas po natin. Lalo na sa Middle East, sa Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Diyan sa Jeddah, Riyadh, Dubai, Qatar, at syempre sa mga neighboring countries, saan-saan naman po yan, sa Down Under, no less than dyan din sa Malaysia, Australia, of course yun ang Down Under, and syempre Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Papua New Guinea, at malakas din daw po tayo dyan sa Macau, kung saan naandun ang wifey ng ating engineer Fred Balamala. At syempre, dito naman po sa ating lungsod, Metro Manila at Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga kapatirang Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. Alright, we're privileged and we're blessed na makakasama po natin today sa ating episode on Voice and Entrepreneurs, ang ating matatawag na European Union Ambassador Massimo Santoro. But in a while, aantabayanin natin because we want to know from him etong mga anong programs, anong plans ng kanilang ambahada para dito sa ating Mindanao. Lalong-lalo na po, in case you don't know, nagpalit na po ng leadership. Yung predecessor nitong nakaupo ay he has to go at itong bagong nakaupo ngayon, incoming Chief Minister, no less than Minister Abdul Rauf Makakwa, ang siyang nakaupo po ngayon. But yan, dahil sila ay nagpalit, we have to know anong mga matatawag nating polisiya nila, lalong-lalo na sa mga foreign countries like ito pong European Union. At madami silang programa na pwedeng mag-collaborate. Kaya excited po tayo dahil from the ambassador no less ng European Union, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, ay malalaman natin ano ang kanilang mga programa. Yan, katulad yan, why does Mindanao matter for the European Union? Tatanong natin yan sa kanya. And what is the European Union stake in Mindanao? Di po ba? Bakit malaki ang stake ng ating European Union? Alright, those who are tuning in, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga kaibigan from different embassies, just tune in, log on to our website www.dwiz882am.com para makita nyo po itong ating episode. At syempre, live din po tayo sa ating FB streaming. Ganyan din po sa YouTube, sa Instagram, at sa TikTok. So, antabayanin natin ang ating magiging panauhin. Kasi gusto natin maintindihan, lalo na ako po, ang inyong lingkod. I have to go tomorrow to Cotabato to personally witness ang alin po. There's gonna be a turnover ceremony from dating Chief Minister sa bagong Chief Minister. That was Chief Ahod Ibrahim, yung predecessor po ng nakaupo ngayon. And the new Chief Minister appointed by President BBM is Chief Minister Abdul Rauf Sami Gambar Makakwa. So I'll be there joining them tomorrow, and we bring you the freshest, yung bagong-bagong mainit na balita at mas-scoop natin para maihatid natin sa inyo. Ito pong turnover ceremony. So kung nasa kabilang linya ng komunikasyon, let's welcome ang ating matatawag na seasoned journalist, icon na matatawag, at veteran at that for 47 years na nakaupo as journalist sa larangan ng pamamahayag. At syempre siya rin po ang Bangsamoro Region Press Corps President, BARM Press Corps President. At siya rin po ang Executive Director ng Bangsamoro Information Office. Let's welcome, Assalamualaikum, Ka Ali Makabalang. Hello po.
I hope my audio is well.
Right, malakas po at malinaw. Hopefully, makita natin, ayan, siya na ba yung nakikita ko? Good, you look good. And I'm so happy naka-join po kayo. We're waiting for our EU ambassador. While waiting for him, yun nga po yung mga gusto nating malaman. Give us a backgrounder muna, Ka Ali. Kasi, ang laki-laki ng, yung predecessor niya, si Ambassador Luke Veron, ay marami nang sadya o na-collaborate ng mga projects dyan po sa inyo sa Mindanao. Ano-ano po yung natatandaan nyo? Go ahead.
Yeah, actually si Ambassador Luke Veron, hindi ako nagkaroon ng gaanong direct engagement with under his administration. But yung predecessor niya, si Alistair McDonald, yun po, talagang aktibo ako noon dahil una ang mayroon silang series of peace journalism seminar workshop. Doon nga namin dinify yung what is peace journalism. And I think na-carry yung aking definition. Anyway, yung kasalukuyan po, very interesting po ang binibigay o role ng European Union dito sa Mindanao.
Why?
Particularly po dito sa BARM. You know, kasalukuyan, hindi pa yata nauubos yung kasalukuyan pang ino-implementa yung Subatra. Yung Subatra is funded ng 2 billion.
Opo.
2 billion worth of different kind of projects, but mostly capacity building sa mga workforce ng Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
Opo.
We still recognize the fact that mga agencies dito ay dahil nga bagong likha at na nagre-recruit pa rin yung mga tao na operating the machinery should really undergo capacity building orientation. And then apart from that, kasi hindi ito gaya ng ibang region na mayroong na-adapt na model, no? Ito bagong autonomous. So, bago talaga, wala silang template to sariling gawa. Right. And European Union is one of the international organizations that is helping that particular concern. Marami po sila mga projects pa na
itong agriculture, Kaali, napakalakas po nila dyan because they launched, if you'd recall to refresh your memory, ito pong January 15, ito pong year na to 2024 pala, last year, some 1.223 billion Bangsamoro Agri Enterprise Program. Have you heard about it? Yan po yung kanilang
I've heard about
Agri Enterprise.
Opo, pero unfortunately, malala niyo sa post ko, ako, may mga ministers na hindi mahagilap. And one of them is the Minister of Agriculture. Siguro this time, under the new administration, mabago na yun because I am proposing with the new leadership mechanism that every week po, gaya ng kumbaga sa Malacanang meet the press or press briefing, pwede ba daily, depending on the situation. Now, iyang agriculture po talagang tinututukan din yan ng European Union. But as to the details how this come into action, Wala po ako detail. I really have to be sorry for this. But we would like, while our guest is still joining us, we really would like to, wish them well, because European Union is one of the international entities that is also backing the peace process. The peace process redounded to the establishment of the Bangsamoro.
Yes.
And the Bangsamoro is the nucleus of peace building, of stabilizing in Mindanao. There has been decades of experience for us people in Mindanao na pag magulo po rito sa Bangsamoro region, magulo talaga ang Mindanao. Yung talawikain ni when he was governor, si Manny Piñon, sabi niya,
the former Secretary of Agriculture, Manny Piñol. Opo. Then, early then, meron na talaga silang ugnayan ng EU. Di po ba?
Yes. Kaya silang nakatoka basta Mindanao Development Authority. So, may salawikain nga siya, kapat unstable ng when the Bangsamoro region sneezes,
yes,
neighboring provinces cut it cold. So, malaking tulong ng European Union. And siguro, the new administration under the ambassador can give us specifically para supportan po natin on the aspect of information drive.
Have you heard, Ali, about the Green Economy Initiative? Ito yung reducing waste and all.
Yes. Unfortunately, Kaluli, kulang nga ako ng detalye nito because general kasi ang ating tinututukan. So, this has to be, pagka tayo ang nabigyan ng panahon na opportunity, talagang may totoo ka dyan. At pagka napag-usapan ng European Union or any other entity assisting BARM, ma-full details yan.
And then, syempre, again, itong ating MAFAR, sino po ba yung ating Minister of Agriculture right now? Si Minister Jacob ba? Siya pa rin po ba?
Siya pa rin. There is change in the cabinet and other the bureaucracy in general ng BARM according to ICM Abdul Rauf Makakua.
At napakarami ng kanilang nakita kong ulat na he wants to share with us dahil lalong-lalo na nga po nung mabanggit ko kay Ambassador that I'm leaving for Cotabato tomorrow, first flight out at to witness the turnover ceremonies nitong incoming Chief Minister Honorable Abdul Rauf Samigimbar Makakwa. So is there like a possibility or actually ito po ba yung nagkakilala na sila? So wala pa po siguro Hindi pa, wala
pang... Siguro sa past occasion, malamang na nagkita sila. Kasi kahapon nga, nagkaroon ng programa diyan sa Malacanang. So baka nga inibita siya because the members of the diplomatic corps doon. So most likely, baka nakita sila ron.
At saka I remember nung nakaupo pa naman si yung predecessor, si Chief Minister Ahod, pag may mga okasyon, nakikita-kita naman sila sa mga events din siguro po, ni then Governor Makakwa.
Yes, I'm sure of that.
What do you think kung makakausap po natin maya-maya, nasa C5 na, nag-text na po yung kanyang Chief of Staff, medyo naaantala lang. Alam niyo naman po yung ating mga traffic, there's napaka-erratic na mga schedule. Nandiyan na po siya sa C5 but he'll soon join us. Ano po yung mga nakikita niyo pong gusto niyo itanong maya-maya na para maliwanagan ang ating mga kababayan at kapatiran dyan sa Bangsamoro?
Well, ano ang current trust nila at in specific, ang alam ko baka hindi pa nga nagtatapos ito kasi this is a 2-year undertaking civil nga. Tapos yung successful culture. And then, for instance, kasi ang unang-unang ambassador ng
Yes.
EU for Mindanao, sa Philippines,
Mhm.
si Lister McDonald.
Right.
And I feel so proud about his administration that nakatukat talaga sa part of it sa journalism.
Right.
And to think that Mindanao, particularly Maguindanao or sa region,
Mhm.
is the host of this 2009 massacre
Mhm.
that left 57 people killed, 32 of the journalists. So, gusto ko itanong sa kanya if there is still a room for in the trust of the European Union
Right.
for journalists.
Mhm.
Kasi yung peace journalism, actually, it's a very, very good series of project, intervention, na lalo na ngayon, isabak nila dapat ngayon itong mga tawag nito, vloggers. Na naging
Video
sinasabing
bloggers, ang dami niyan.
Yes. Oh, mga
Oo, tsaka high technology. Mhm.
Fake news. Let's define fake news. I think fake news is fake news. But pagka ang tinatama naman ng ang pamahalaan, breaking news ang maganda. Kung bad, fake news.
Right. At saka, Kaali, syempre, ito na yung future leaders of the country, no? Lalo na sa inyo, ang hanay ng kabataan, itong youth. Ano kaya yung magiging programa din ng ating EU ambassador for the youth diyan sa Mindanao? For now, give us a backgrounder. Ano po yung ba yung mga pinagkakaabalahan ng youth natin diyan sa Bangsamoro, sa Mindanao?
Mayroong Youth Commission.
Okay, the Youth Commission.
Ang nangunguna dyan po yung anak ng Vice Chairman ng Yumao, ng Emaile. Ang very active. Ang nangyari, dahil nga hindi na tayo, hindi ko nabibigyan ng attention, laging nangingimbita sa akin, sabi ni Uncle, hindi mo kami rin. Sabi ko, kadali-dali din yung ministry. And apart from marami akong binibigyan attention sa akin. But anyway, very, very active po yung Youth Commission because after all, we really have to develop our youth. Alam mo, ang problema na ngayon mga drug addiction. Isang pinakamalaking problema talaga natin ngayon, naging addict ng mga tao sa cellphone. Okay? So kahit na nga natutulong yung kamay niya, pumipindot-pindot pa rin. So sabihin, verily, we have to guide these youth to become leaders. How can they become leaders when they're addicts? No? Sa technology, mas kung addict ka ng droga. Hindi kasi hindi gaano bawal ngayon ang droga.
Right. When you spoke with the incoming chief minister, nakausap niyo na po ba siya? Or was there like perhaps a conversation with ano ang mga programs niya for EU as well, for the European Union?
In general, Kaluli, actually, in general, na approach niya, sabi niya, we will pursue what my predecessor has already initiated, but hindi lang pursue, kung mayroong ma-improve. Alam mo, Kaluli, talagang bibigyan niya ng angkop nito, karampatang, bigger attention, intervention ng international community, mga investors from the foreign. After all, I do not know kung matutupad niya yon nung nakausap ko siya bilang governor ng Maguindanao del Norte. Sabi niya, before I leave, before the election, ma-elect yung kanyang ang elected governor, I would like to see Maguindanao del Norte enjoying Starlink. Meaning libre yan. Yan ang napakagandang internet network kasi direct yung sa satellite. Hindi na nakadepende sa PLDT or whatever mga providers. So isa po yan sa mga natuka. At ang kanyang mga partners diyan po ay international communities. So baka nga ang European Union kasama doon. Baka nga kasama rito because we really have to connect the far-flung areas sa kabiyasan ng technology na iwanan tayo.
Mga rural areas po, dahil yan ang hindi na ipapaabot ang matatawag nating siguro ayuda. Kasi ang daming programs ng EU to grant. Yun po yung mga free grant, di po ba? Meron tayong ganun? Like ang JICA,
Yes.
ang EU.
Yes, yes. Kasi ang entity naman yan, marami ang European Union, marami yan eh. So ang latest na pinakabago na
Right.
nagbigay ng grant is in Spain.
Spain,
Now,
okay.
yes, so pumunta po rito yung ambassador, I think the EU ambassador at yun, in-explain nga niya yung Sumatra. Yung Sumatra, napakarami po yung kasama doon po yung capacitating mga journalist.
Yan.
No? Kaya lang, ang inan lang doon, binigyan lang nila ng copy mga information officers. Ang sa atin kasi pinaglalaban natin yung private media because information officers, whatever they do, may kulay pa rin propaganda. Di ba?
Okay, yes.
Hindi naman nila pwede atakehin ang kanilang ahensya. So we really have to enhance, capacitate the private media na para, of course, alongside the information officers, let us cement the barrier. Let us destroy the barrier para po yung pagpapakilala, for instance, an entity like the autonomous region, ay maaya ang coordination ng information officers at saka private media. Yan po ang aking isa sa mga proposal kay ICM Makapua.
Yes.
Ako, if this is achieved, no doubt, the administration will be worth recalling.
Tsaka, again, ang ating incoming Chief Minister, alam naman po natin yung kanyang behavior. Ang ganda ng accomplishments niya dito sa Northern Mindanao. Dahil naging gobernador po siya. What can you tell us about yung talagang naging thrust at na-improve niya yung ang mga the life of all Muslim brothers natin dyan sa Mindanao?
Una-una, kasi nandiyan isa siya sa leaders, no? Top 3 leaders ng MILF. At saka ang mga ministers natin MILF really allied with the MILF, if not food supporters, no? So, nagamit niya yung mga ministries, for instance, the agriculture, the trade and industry, and all other ministries. Kaya, from the Kulelat, there are more than 80 provinces across the nation.
Right.
Pero number 14 po ngayon, most progressive ang Maguindanao del Norte. And you know, nung tinanggap na ito kasi naharap siya sa mga kontrobersya, mga critic, no? Sabi niya, bakit makikisabak pa rito? Dahil local yan. He was given the challenge by the President. Tinanggap niya. At yung pangako niya, I will make Maguindanao del Norte a premier province. At it really happened. It really happened. Number 14, ang ibang provinces, wala. Baka number 82.
Right. At saka, for him to relinquish his post, napakataas na po ng post niya dahil ES counterpart na yun executive secretary ka dito sa national, we call him executive secretary, parang little president. Diyan naman po sa inyo, senior minister. Napakataas na po din for him to relinquish that and then accepted the challenge of being a governor of Mindanao. Hindi po ganun kasimple. That means talagang nandyan pinakita niya yung accomplishments na pwedeng Ayan, we will have to come back pag nabalik natin and when we return, hopefully nandyan na si Ambassador. Huwag kayong alis, Kaali. We have to pause for a quick break. The Philippine Standard Time is 5:25 in the afternoon.
That time check was brought to you by MX3.
MX3. Dito ako believe. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan! Sa DWIZ 882.
Ako, ikaw, everybody, every bubbly, pop a Cali. Si ate, si teacher at little boy, si BF, si Frenny at mang boy. Every bubbly, pop a Cali. Pati flavors, peanut bubbly, pineapple, Cali bubbly, apple, Cali bubbly, light, Cali bubbly. You, me, sila sweet. Everybody, every bubbly, pop a Cali. Magnolia, feeling good, set up.
Come on, let's go to Isuzu Jaguars. You won't regret it. Come on, let's go to Isuzu Jaguars. We've got your back. Isuzu Jaguars, your partner through it all. Isuzu Jaguars, Isuzu.
Visit Isuzu Gencars Makati, Isuzu Santa Rosa, Isuzu Batangas Santo Tomas, Isuzu Batangas City, Isuzu San Pablo, Isuzu Legazpi, and Isuzu Naga.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen presents isa, dalawa, tawa!
Coco, patulong naman sa mga tanong namin, oh.
Game!
Anong tawag sa beer na nakakatawa?
Ano?
Eddie Biro! Ano naman tawag sa beer na kumakanta?
Ano?
Eddie Beer It!
Anong tawag sa beer na nauubos?
Alam ko yan, di sa beer!
Tumpa! Kaya bili na tayo ng San Miguel Pale Pilsen. San Miguel Pale Pilsen, sarap laging kasama.
Drink responsibly.
Papalakas ng papalakas, palinaw ng palinaw, mga balita at impormasyong naiintindihan dahil malinaw mong nalaman. Tutok lang sa DWIZ mula umaga hanggang gabi. Updated on air and online. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Pagdidisguise, minsan daw sinubukan ni Senator Bato de la Rosa pero hindi umubra. Ang detalye mula kay Patrol 19, Celio Ortega Bueno.
Sinubukan ni Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa na mag-disguise noong magtungo sa Bicol kamakailan. Pero ayon kay Senator de la Rosa, may nakakilala pa rin sa kanya. Kwento ng senador, nagsuot siya ng sombrero, nag-jacket at nagsuot ng face mask nang bumaba sa sasakyan dahil may bibilin siya sa isang convenience store. Pero habang naglalakad, may isa daw tindera ng kamote ang nakakilala pa rin sa kanya kaya napilitan siya na bumili ng tinda nito. Matatanda ang sinabi ni Senator Rosa na ikinukonsidera niya na magtago. Hindi daw siya magpapaaresto kung ang warrant of arrest ay mula sa International Criminal Court o ICC. Magpapaaresto lang daw siya kung galing sa lokal na korte ang warrant of arrest at sakaling maipit na siya. Sinabi pa ng senador na dito lang siya sa bansa magtatago at hindi siya lalabas ng Pilipinas. Ito sa Patrol 19, Celio Ortega Bueno para sa impilang metodong lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At iyan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News Digital Channels, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News App at DWIZ News website. Ako po si Gia Rafael, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Alright, nagbabalik pong muli ang ating programang Sulong na Bayan. Welcome back. And we're so blessed that he was able to make it. And again, we're so happy and privileged that he is here right now, live in our studio, DWIZ TV News. And yes, let's welcome back our co-host, the veteran journalist, the seasoned journalist, no less than Ali Makabalang. Assalamualaikum, Ka Ali.
Alaikum salam, Kaloli. And of course, I'd like to greet our special guest today. I will be glad to elicit information with the guest for the benefit of the people of Mindanao in particular and specifically the Autonomous Region.
All right. Our guest, a special guest, no less than His Excellency, EU Ambassador, no less than Ambassador, of course, Massimo Santoro. Let's give him a warm welcome. Hello, greet everyone first, Ambassador.
Thanks a lot, salamat, and magandang hapon sa inyong lahat for this very nice invitation. Very happy to be here and very happy to be able to try to share with you what we are doing together.
Yes, we're so eager to find out because my co-host, he's right now live from Kadapawan, or the seat of power, Cotabato, and he's a very articulate guy who knows the ins and outs what's going on in Mindanao in as far as your country or your European Union stake. So first question, let's dive in. Why does Mindanao matter for the European Union, and what is the European Union stake in Mindanao?
That's a very nice question. Actually, we are present in with our assistance, the development cooperation assistance in Mindanao since the 70s. So
right.
really, it's a very long time engagement that we have. That, of course, in the course of the year has expanded and has been transforming from a normal, typical development cooperation assistance to a much more political, let's say, engagement with the region, within the country. Why we are there? Because we started several years ago with a clear project of peace to be shared with the countries, not necessarily the closest countries to the European Union and the closest countries in Europe, but overall the planet. And we considered important to start engaging with Asia, with the whole Asia region, and we thought it was important to start accrediting ourselves as a neutral interlocutor, and not necessarily immediately as a political interlocutor, but as an interlocutor which could bring something additional, something good for the country and for the populations. This is why we started with our cooperation, development cooperation, and we started dealing with concrete needs of the countries and the population of the country. And this is how it all started in the 70s. The priorities is still there. It's very actual and it's very real. And now, of course, in the course of the so many years, it has developed into a fantastic, excellent cooperation with the central government of the Philippines and with the BARM authorities in Mindanao.
Okay, go ahead, Kali. Shoot your question.
Yeah, actually, Your Excellency, as we've been discussing earlier with my fellow co-host, Ms. Acosta, I was mentioning about my exposure to early projects initiated by the European Union. I was mentioning, I think it was the first ambassador of the European Union, Alistair MacDonald. He parked, yes. So, practically all the different projects that the European Union have been providing Mindanao, what comes to me as new is the interconnective digital connectivity that the European Union now is giving priority. And the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in particular is so in dire need of connecting itself to the other world, and the European Union could really be a facilitating or stimulating entity.
Yeah.
The question is how have you been pursuing this trust on digital interconnectivity globally and specifically in Mindanao?
I'm very happy that you are putting me this question. I completely agree with your evaluation. The digital and digital connectivity is of the essence for any country. So of the essence, of course, also for Mindanao. And what we have been doing is in the course of this year, and then when it is about the digital, if you want, is the most modern dimension of our cooperation, including in BARM. Has been trying to put together all the various tools that we have been investing in Mindanao and in BARM, and we have been trying to link all our tools. We have been linking, we all started with normalization processes, with peace, but we understood that in order to get peace, we needed a good economic environment. So we started with agriculture, investing in agricultural projects. Then we thought that this has to come together with the consolidation of the economic framework of the specific region. So we came in with additional activities, for example, when it is about green economy. Then we thought that also considering the challenge that the infrastructure has for BARM, but more in general for Mindanao, more in general for the Philippines, due to the very specific nature of archipelagic country, we thought that digital would definitely bring some more value added. For digital, our let's call it flagship initiative for the Philippines as a country is the Copernicus project, which is in concrete terms a system of satellites. There are 20 satellites that are called Sentinels, which are in the space, and which are photographing and mapping the situation of Earth. So it's an Earth observation system, which is fundamental for example, trying to understand the dynamics of the weather, trying to understand the forthcoming possible enemies to our crops, like for example natural disasters, to understand the consequences of natural disasters on the soil, or to, for example, monitor the situation of the sea. This also applies to Mindanao. In Mindanao, more concretely, we are working together with MINDA, so together with the reference authority for us when it is about the implementation of this project in Mindanao. We are working together in order to train specific competence, so people, real people. So starting in Davao, so in Mindanao, to be able to read the Earth observation data, because this Earth observation data is fundamentally linked, for example, to agriculture project, or it is linked to our capacity to cope with natural disasters, which are unfortunately a reality also for Mindanao region, in particular in specific months of the year. And we are going to expand this in order for making the digital dimension even wider, starting with the natural disasters, expanding to agriculture, but actually then touching also sectors which would be considered a bit less linked to the digital, but take justice. A digital justice is a justice which is meaning better access to justice for citizens, and this will also apply, of course, to Mindanao citizens.
And yes, Kaali, that's a feat, because now we will be able to prepare. Especially the ambassador was mentioning about the agriculture, but very quickly, Ambassador Santoro, you guys launched a Bangsamoro Agri Enterprise Program that's called BAEP. That was launched in January 2024 of last year. What has happened? What's the status now?
It is agriculture, as I was mentioning before, it is a very important sector of our engagement when it is about Mindanao and when it is about BARM. We have considered that, so the rationale behind is the following. We have considered that in order to normalize the situation, in order to help all the central and local authorities in their important efforts to have a stable and normalized region, it was important to ensure that those who are people who till yesterday were involved, for example, in fighting or in say in the difficult dynamics of the region, can become part and actors of the economic development of the same region. In order for this to happen, agriculture proved for us to be the best sector for our investment. We have brought their expertise, we have brought their concrete projects in order to make, for example, to create farming competencies, in order to give the possibility to former combatants, for example, to become active actors of the agricultural business. We have also invested in making more than 100 kilometers of ways, bringing farms directly to the market.
Farm to market. As you say. Palenque. Look at that. He knows how to speak Tagalog. Farm to market roads, perhaps.
This is it. And this is so farm to market, but it is also about involving youth into these same agricultural projects, taking into account that 28% of the Philippine population is young. So we have been trying to transform utilization of the soil into something which is business oriented, into something that can grant sustainability to an important investment that the European Union, together with other partners, like-minded partners, have been doing and continue doing in a specific project. But in order to make it sustainable, we need to ensure that this becomes business oriented, more and more business oriented.
So that's another feat, because we will be creating more jobs for the Filipinos. Kaali, for follow-up question?
Yeah, actually, I'd like to follow up on the digital interconnectivity because our guest, His Excellency, has a very good grasp of what should happen starting from the present situation. I agree with him that the peace should go alongside other initiatives, economic, social, and even political. And you know, in all aspects of development dimension, we need interconnectivity. For instance, in spreading the word peace initiative or call for sobriety when enemies come, as you've referred to the calamities and natural disasters. Informing the people instantly or promptly is a very, very vital factor. You know, from time to time, Philippines, especially in northern Philippines, lives have been wasted because people down in the villages could not be alarmed in advance. Now, interconnectivity is so vital in enabling the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region to cope up with other developed regions. You were mentioning about database, and you may have discovered that BARM has the lowest index in different aspects of development. Now, I really would like to see interconnectivity being launched concretely one of these days, because part of the BARM, Maguindanao del Norte, is promised to be a recipient of a sophisticated or a latest digital interconnectivity project. Now the outgoing governor of Maguindanao del Norte is the new interim chief minister of BARM, translating this, how he developed his province with 14th progressive province across the country, could be replicated in the region as a whole, given the thrust that he's trying to provide, digital interconnectivity. The archipelagic condition of BARM makes more digital interconnectivity very, very imperative. When do you think can the people of BARM enjoy at least an initial fruit of your planned digital interconnectivity project?
When can we feel it?
I think that is a very good. It's a very good approach. What was just presented. I was myself. It was my first mission. I started my duties here as EU ambassador last September, and my first formal mission within the Philippines was in Mindanao. I was in Burma. So I would suggest two inputs for trying to answer to your good valuable inputs. On the first part, I noticed once there, I could visit various realities in Burma. There is a strong sense of attachment to the implementation of these so big number of investments that we have been doing. Not only the European Union, but also our partners. There is a strong sense of seriousness to what has been done so far together with BARM, together with the Philippine government. There is a common sense of shared priorities, digital being one of them. There are challenges. Infrastructure is a challenge. And there is something that you can do via intensifying the interlinks, but infrastructure is needed sometimes. So digital can cope partially, sometimes quite a lot, but still partially compared to what is infrastructure needed. So digital is part of the solution, but augmenting, increasing the number of interconnections also among the various projects and politics is the necessary recipe for success in the region.
Okay. Maybe when we return, we have to pause for a quick break, but that's part of the question that we will ask the good ambassador, the challenges that he had so far encountered in the program in Mindanao. You mentioned the interconnectivity, but he will answer all of that when we return. Kaali, don't go away. The Philippine Standard Time is 5:47 in the afternoon.
That time check was brought to you by Bingo Plus.
Download Bingo Plus app now in Google Play and App Store for a chance to win up to 312 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya, plus sa panalo.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Ako, ikaw, everybody, every bubbly, pop a Cali. Si ate, si teacher at little boy, si BF, si Frenny at mang boy. Every bubbly, pop a Cali. Pati flavors, keep it bubbly. Pineapple, Cali bubbly. Apple, Cali bubbly. Light, Cali bubbly. You, me, sila, sweet. Everybody, every bubbly, pop a Cali. Magnolia, feeling good, set up.
Narito na ang Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Nagtatampok ng mga eksklusibong balita at impormasyon ng pagtatagumpay sa negosyo. Ang tabloid na nagbibigay ng gabay at inspirasyon sa pag-unlad at pag-asenso. Filipino Mirror, naglalaman ng mga nagbabagang balita, napapanahong issue, may init na opinyon at komentaryo. Filipino Mirror, ang unang tabloid sa negosyo. Pinarangalan ng Gawad Tanglao bilang natatanging pahayagan sa 3 magkakasunod na taon at marami pang pagkilala. Kaya bumili na at magbasa ng Filipino Mirror ng umasenso sa pagnenegosyo.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen presents, 1, 2, tawa!
Coco, patulong naman sa mga tanong namin, oh.
Game!
Anong tawag sa beer na nakakatawa?
Ano?
Edi Biro! Ano naman tawag sa beer na kumakanta?
Ano?
Edi Beer It!
Anong tawag sa beer na nauubos?
Alam ko yan! Di sa beer!
Tumpa! Kaya bili na tayo ng San Miguel Pale Pilsen. San Miguel Pale Pilsen, sarap laging kasama.
Drink responsibly.
DWIZ. Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
All right, we're returning. Of course, we want to know from the good ambassador, His Excellency EU Ambassador, no less than Ambassador Massimo Santoro, the hanging question. Kaali, are you still there? Assalamualaikum.
Yes, of course.
Okay, our hanging question was, what are the challenges? He already mentioned some of it earlier. The digital maybe will be the answer, or like can resolve it. But what are the challenges have you so far encountered in your programs in Mindanao, and how are you addressing it, Mr. Ambassador?
Thanks a lot. Well, firstly, of course, we all know that Mindanao, BARM, this is something where the political element is regularly present. So, of course, it is very important to be regularly updated about the political developments. I was referring before, the European Union is a neutral actor in this respect, but of course is an actor particularly interested in stability. So, independently on the political, let's say, interaction and dimensions, what is very important for us is to be able to count on a stable region, on a stable environment. So first aspect, stability very important, also because stability means, after all, attracting investments, it means attracting business, it means attracting tourism. Secondly, I would also mention maybe there are many actors dealing with in Mindanao, working in Mindanao, and our interlocutors for Mindanao and for BARM. Fundamental is the coordination. We do our best in order to ensure that coordination is good and smooth, that the action of each actor is taking into account the action of the other actor. This sometimes is not obvious. It's in particular when issues are let's say complex, the answer has to be, my view is that answer needs to be easy when things are complex. But then when things are complex, many actors are around, which is good, but then it is important to coordinate well. I was mentioning before we are doing with MINDA authority. I would also mention, for example, concrete examples of our cooperation in the region is with the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or as well the Department of Internal Affairs and for when it is about the interaction with the local government units, and of course when it is about BARM, it's all the BARM authorities. These are fundamental actors. These are the actors, for it to be concrete, that I could meet when I went there on mission, and I'm planning to come back, because it is an important reality to be regularly visited. But then not to forget all the fundamental actors in addition to the institutional ones. I'm referring to the civil society, I'm referring to non-governmental organizations, I'm referring to our partners, international partners, local partners, the United Nations. There is so much we need to do. There is so much we need to do together, and putting all those things together is the challenge.
It is a challenge. How long have you been in the Philippines?
I started here in September, so it's one full semester so far.
Oh my gosh! And are
looking
you
forward to
enjoying
continuing
it?
Very much. I'm
The
incredibly
challenge.
enjoying it. I can count on I could count when I started on a very fresh and nice welcoming, but this welcoming has actually continued. It's still there. I feel it. It's every day of work that I feel that the European Union is a very important and well welcomed actor here in the country. You have no idea how much this does stimulate our job together.
So, Kaali, you have to invite the good ambassador. Tomorrow, I'm flying to Cotabato. I'll be attending the turnover ceremonies of the incoming chief minister. Okay, your question, Kaali. We have 10 minutes. Go.
Yeah, but firstly, I really would like to. I will inform the ICM to provide the official invitation. You really have to be there, Your Excellency. And my last questions would be, the prayer, we are supposed to break already. But anyway, let me shoot this question, 3 question, 1 shooting. The concern of the European Union for youth, the women, and in our group, the journalists. You know, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region is the area where the 2009 massacre happened. This is because the most infamous attack against journalists, because 32 were killed instantly. Now, your predecessor, Ambassador Alistair, was the earliest. I think Telma Gokosela is aware of this.
Here.
There were three series of peace journalism singers, and you know, those days there were no bloggers that promote, according to the administration, fake news. And these fake news, peddling fake news, is very, very dangerous, because you know, in other areas they resort to filing libel case. But in our area, no libel case, they just shoot you. So we hope the European Union can work together. We can have a partnership with the Bangsamoro Press Corps, because we are mentioning about the civil society group. We are a non-government entity. We can come up with how journalists and then these bloggers can really be professionally functioning and safe from getting killed in this particular region.
Many thanks.
I hope you can say something about it.
Super clear. So, you mentioned 3 fundamental groups. You mentioned the youth, you mentioned women, you mentioned journalists, and if you want, this could be expanded to other important groups. For example, referring to indigenous peoples, which are also important reality. Our recipe is relatively simple. The implementation, of course, requires a common effort. In any project of the many, we are covering, as we were mentioning before, basically all the possible areas of cooperation in BARM 2. digital, green. We spoke about agriculture. We spoke about the political dimension, the normalization, the commissioning. I mean, we spoke about all possible areas. In all areas of our interaction, and in each action, so concrete action to be implemented, we take care as the European Union that there is always a gender-related dimension, so meaning nexus women, peace, security. We always ensure, this is a commitment we took recently, that 85, so quite huge percentage, 85% of our action have a women-related dimension, so are taking care of gender-related aspects when implemented in concrete terms. It means that we want to be sure that when we do implement project in Barm, in Mindanao, in this project there is an important component of women, a women dimension, meaning that women must be integral part of the implementation of that action. It means that women must be part of the solution that is defined according to that action. Youth, listening to youth is fundamental. I was myself there, as I was mentioning before. I had the opportunity and the pleasure to meet with the youth. We do have, as European Union, specific mechanism for dialogue with the youth. We call them youth sounding boards. We do have specific connections with all the relevant universities. I would like to mention in this regard University of Mindanao, with whom we also have projects. There is a lot that we are doing together. It's fundamental to listen to them. Important aspect, journalists. It is of the essence. Media freedom is the heart of the European approach when it is about the press dimension, when it is about the way that people can learn and express themselves. In this respect, we have several tools. These tools, I want to be clear, are not only related to Mindanao. It is clear that when there is a specific sector that requires more attention, we are happy and ready to give, but it's wider. It's related to the core of our cooperation between the EU and the Philippines. When it is about journalists, the rights of journalists, the possibility for any journalist to express himself or herself in a free manner, this is at the core of our support of the cooperation with the Philippines. We have specific mechanism to look into that. We have a specific committee dealing with the relationship, the measurement of the relationship between the European Union and the Philippines. It's called the Joint Committee. It puts together the most important authorities from the Philippine side and from the European side, who every year evaluate the intensity of our cooperation. And that is put to the media freedom, to the possibility for journalists to express themselves, is a key component of the human rights and rule of law and good governance dimension of our dialogue. This applies, of course, to Mindanao as well. I come back with my trip there. Part of the meeting with journalists, youth, women representatives was the core element. Not because I had to tick a box, but because it is through these elements that you do create stable societies. If you do not ensure that whatever economic, societal development takes into consideration the dimension of inclusivity, nothing is going to be resilient, nothing is going to be sustainable.
That's a mouthful, Kali, but that's all the time we have. Let's get the good ambassador his message of hope for our audience and viewers in Mindanao. And we really want to thank the good ambassador. This will not be the first. We will have a part 2, Kaali, perhaps in Mindanao, live with Kaali, because
would love it.
Yes.
I would love it. I'm ready.
Ready as always. But we want to thank Ms. Thelma Gicolea for making this possible. And we have to get your message of hope for our viewers in Mindanao. Go ahead, sir.
Thanks a lot, and thanks again for this very nice chat together. I really enjoyed it. It was excellent company. Indeed, thanks to Thelma. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it. Message of I was mentioning before. All of these we are happy to provide with cooperation, with help. But again, it's a joint exercise. we don't go anywhere. We can come here with what we think to be the best recipe, but if we don't listen to the other side and we do not work together for implementing what is the common recipe, we don't go that far. I would like to, once we meet again, to confirm my strong sentiment of profound attachment to the implementation of what we are doing together for Mindanao and for BARM. I would like to, as a message of hope from my side, I really hope that along the duration of my mandate here in the Philippines, it will be long, so I'm going to stay with you for a good while, and I'm happy for that. I really want to hope that I will be able to continue observing that degree of attachment, of belief in making Mindanao and BARM sustainable, economically even more developed and open to interact economically with the rest of the country and beyond the country, as I could witness it when I was there in October. My best wish is, together with you, to continue working on that, and again doing it jointly and doing it proficiently.
Wow, that's a feat again. Thank you so much, and we look forward to that promise. And Kaali, don't worry, we'll be there in no time.
You can count on it.
All right. That's His Excellency Ambassador, European Ambassador, no less than Ambassador Massimo Santoro. Thank you for my Executive Director, or Executive Producer, Mabel Acosta, and our Chairman, D. Edgar Cabangon. He'll be meeting you in a while. And our mga nakaagapay natin, no less than Mr. Engineer Fred Balamala, and then Hiyas, Jackie, and Jem. Thank you once again. This has been Loli Rivera Acosta. God bless everyone. Inshallah.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.